Well, thanks for joining me today. Yeah,
thanks for having me, Jake.
Good to meet you here and learn a little bit about So Good. So we'll go ahead and jump in. Just tell us about So Good. Tell me what you guys do.
Yeah, so Good is a Google Maps marketing company. We learned from Google a while back that 65% of local customers find their contractor through Google Maps. And so a lot of agencies look for marketing through SEO, PPC, LSA, and the reality is, according to Google, that only plays in 35% of the actual market, and the Google Maps portion, which actually plays in 65%, is often overlooked and not quite what people focus on.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how does it work? What if you guys do you integrate with Google Maps directly, their Google Maps?
Yeah, so we get access to their Google business profile. We run it through our software, and basically we connect into their system. We also connect into their CRM and pull images and content out of their CRM to create content for them. So one of the things that makes us a little different is we do two things. One, we SEO the Google business profile, which every SEO company says they do that. That's completely fine. But then we manage it like a social media channel. So just like someone would manage Facebook, we manage the Google business profile like that. We have some proprietary stuff that makes us a little different. We have an algorithm that predicts timing on how we post, when we post, and what we post. But ultimately, we just treat it like a social media channel. So when somebody is looking for someone to be, we're at, Win the Storm, so a roofer, they're going to look at roof repair, roof replacement. We want to make sure we're targeting the keyword with SEO, but we're also active enough that Google goes, these people are active, and we want to go ahead and push them towards the top of the results.
Here's how roofers make it home for dinner every single night without losing a single sale, even when they're one-man shows. Automate your communication with ProLine, the only communication-first CRM for roofers. Because when you fix your communication, you'll sell more jobs. Your weekends will smell more like sunscreen and backyard barbecues than that crappy gas station coffee. And all you got to do is ask these roofers.
Where we had about 200% growth, and I attribute that to incorporating ProLine.
But just with one automation, I was able to get 25 Google reviews.
It's been absolutely insane how quickly we were able to grow.
Now, ProLine's not going to win the beauty pageant, but it will save your Saturday. Now, back to the show.
Yeah, by keeping that activity high. And so you're communicating to Google that there's this location, they're super active, they're keeping their profile not just up to date, but with the latest information, the latest images.
So we increase rank, trying to get you higher, but we also increase range. So that is where a lot of companies right now, even the Google Maps marketing companies that exist, that's what their focus is. With the recent changes with Google AI mode, there's been a shrink of people with range. So we don't want you to just win in 4 miles around you. We want you to win in about 15. And so for us, we stop at about 15 because we want to keep the trucks local. It makes you look larger if you have branded trucks, things like that. Yep. So we still keep it at about 15, but we don't want you to be right around your area because those people pretty much know where your office is at already. We want them to know, hey, the people over here, when they search roof repair, roof replacement, you're going to pop in. Same thing with HVAC, plumbing, and so on and so on.
Cool. Yeah, that's fantastic. So do you guys always work directly with contractors, or do you partner with agencies, or because what's your typical approach?
Yeah, so we have some companies that we have NDA, so I can't say who these marketing companies are, but we white label for some. Okay, they like our tech and they sell our service as their own. So we white label for some in the roofing, some in other contracting companies. So we do that. We have partnerships with a lot of companies. We have CRM companies that send us referrals, and we have referral partnerships back and forth, things of that nature. And then we also have where we sell directly to the customers. Like we're here, we have a booth where we just, hey, we pull your maps. Is your map ranking any good? If it is, great. Don't talk to us anymore. We don't want it to waste your time or your money. If it's not, then hey, let's have a conversation, see how we can make you rank better and things of that nature. One of the other things that's specific to us, it limits our sellability to certain customers. We have a geo-lock. So if you're in a certain area and we already have a customer there, we will not work with you.
Really?
Yeah, because we don't want to compete against ourselves.
Yeah, that makes sense for us.
There's so many marketing companies, they'll do SEO for everybody right next door to each other. You got 5 companies, they'll do SEO for every single one of them. Yeah. And I hate to say it this way, but as someone who came out of the contracting world, I've seen it where quite literally I've talked to a marketing company, and then my competitor right next door is running the same stuff that I just talked to my marketing company about because they also work with that marketing company. We don't want that. We don't want that in our business. So we were built by contractors for contractors, and so that's kind of how that works for us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Tell me the story. How did you guys come up with this? You were saying earlier you had 3 co-founders.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get started on this?
So basically, I've been working on this for over a decade. I've been in marketing since I was 19. I got pulled into the roofing world from one of my clients at my old marketing company. I adopted some kids. I was like, I don't have time to run a full agency anymore. So I got out of that, and then I basically went and did a 9-to-5 with my adopted kids. And from there, I learned a lot about roofing. But while I was doing that, I was like, the local map pack is what everybody wants. But what doesn't make sense is how people say to get there. They say you got to have all these pages on your website. You got to have citations, 4,000 citations across the internet. None of that stuff proves that it actually correlated to any of the results. Any of the results you were pulling, they didn't matter to those things. So I went on to this spree of, if I make changes to what Google's native platform is, how does that work? And so in 2015, sorry, I'm going back a ways.
Oh, yeah.
2015, Google's map product went into Google Plus as Google Plus pages.
Yep, I remember
Social media network.
Yep.
2019, Google Plus dies.
Right.
The core of the map system stayed within that same social media context. And so that's why we still treat it like a social media platform, because it is.
The bones are still there.
And so for about a decade, I've been working on how does this work. And I've watched other people do their different methods and things like that. And I've seen all kinds of stuff, map stacking. I've seen, hey, we're going to have your technicians take pictures and it's going to automatically post. It's going to geotag. I've seen all these different ones. And some of them worked, and sometimes, and then Google would have small shifts and it didn't work as well. Ours, through the latest shift, has worked well. But then we were in a home service company, HVAC and plumbing. February of 2024, we're looking at the numbers going, we're doing worse than last year. At this rate, we will not be able to sustain. Within 3 months, we will have to close this business. We had just gotten into the business. And I just went to my partner in that, who was the CEO, and I said, I have this I've been working on. It's about 90 to 95% complete. You want to launch it, see what happens. We are in Austin, a PE firm capital of the world. A drain lead, just for a $99 drain, we're going to stake your drain for, was $2,000 for a leaf. Because PE is just pouring money to it. We couldn't afford, as a private small company, to do that.
Leads,
and so we did. Within 3 months, we turned off LSA, PPC, we stopped doing SEO, we stopped all advertising completely, with the exception of Google Maps being our number one service, our number one lead source. By the end of 2024, we grew 55%. We had a 3% market expansion. Basically, in October, I went to my partner. He was a business partner there. He's a business partner here, and said, hey, I think we can bottle this up and sell this to other contractors, because companies that are needing to win and can't afford to fight the PE firms need to be able to have a way to win. And I mean, we can still work with a PE firm. That's not a problem. But the reality is, we built this for contractors, as contractors, and so we launched it, and it took off immediately. Our first thing we ever did was at a conference. We were just going around interviewing people. We had 5 companies say, we want to work with you by the end of that conference, and we didn't have a booth. We didn't have a company. We quite literally were there with a microphone just talking to people about their businesses and what we want to do. And we had people wanting to sign up. So we had to quickly get stuff together to actually make that roll out. So my business partner, Paul Olsen, my other business partner, Kayla Seguin, or Seguin, I believe is how she says it. She doesn't know, her family doesn't know how to say her last name. It's a whole different thing. We just kind of got together and started rolling this out. Our goal for 2025 was actually hit by March, for us to hit our goal for this entire year for clients. And so we've just been growing and growing ever since.
That's awesome.
It's been a good time. Good ride.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a huge win. That's a huge win.
And I asked to be here because I don't actually have a ProLine client. So I don't have one of your clients as one of the CRMs we work with, and I really want to get in there and get one of the ProLine clients. So here I am saying, hey, someone, what do you, I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at, sorry. One of you guys, give SoGood a call, SoGoodTeam.com. Let us help you with your Google Maps marketing.
I like it.
That's my pitch. You can ask me whatever question you want.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the story. I feel like it mirrors our story a lot.
Okay.
So in 20, going back, so I did a small marketing agency. I was also doing like some, not like you guys are doing it, but like I was doing some of the SEO for maps and then also websites. And John, who's over right here, he was one of my clients that I really liked. We became friends, and I was kind of riffing and stuff with him, and he kept bringing problems to me to solve. And we ended up going down the automation path, like building an automation engine. And then eventually that automation engine iterated into a full CRM platform. And so that's how we ended up where we are today. So John and I in 2021 ended up coming together and starting this as a company. But it was a very similar thing of like, I built the first version in his business to solve that problem.
Yeah, no,
because he was like, I'm struggling with this problem. I was like, well, I can put this thing together. You think it'd work? And then after about a year of like the results being amazing, we were like, oh, let's bottle this up and let other contractors have access to it. So, no, I love
it's great when you find lightning in a bottle and you go, let me share this with somebody. What is a struggle for me, I don't know about you guys, so I don't know how negative the CRM space can be, but the struggle for me is I have a lot of people who sell snake oil.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for some people to go, I don't believe that because someone has sold me this, and this, right? I made a statement earlier about citations. There's I think I did, Lord, I talked to about 1,000 people today. But there's no legitimate proof that having 4,000 citations across the internet does anything for your Google Maps. As a matter of fact, I personally believe it does absolutely nothing, and it might even hurt you long term because you're getting records from places that are not credible. And
that's a good point.
Google understands tracking numbers, like phone numbers specifically. I'm fine with name and address. The moment we get into phone numbers, Google uses tracking numbers. Why would they not expect you to do the same? For you to know, hey, a lead came from Facebook. Hey, a lead came from Yelp. Hey, a lead came from Google Business Profile. Why would Google expect us to do the same? Logically, it makes no sense.
Yeah, so it might even hurt you. If they think you're trying to game the system, it might actually backfire. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think I was in marketing, and my main focus was website design.
Sure.
But I was doing some SEO, some Google My Business optimization, and I realized at a certain point there was this kind of fork in the road where it's like I had this automation tool I had built for John that was working really well.
Yeah.
And then I had the agency, and I just felt like I was like, if I'm actually going to provide a good service, I gotta just go so deep because Google's constantly changing things, and it sounds like you took that route to go super deep and you figured it out, which is awesome. I mean, that's got it. Yeah, I decided, I was like, I can't figure it out. I'm going to the software route. It's paying out for a decade.
I mean, let's be honest. It's a long time to commit yourself to something while still working in other things, right? So I've been part of a roofing company that we went from 6 million to 24 with other channels. 2 years. I've been part of a home service company that we turned that around, made that profitable. Another company, like I said, we grew 55%. So I've had other stops along the way, but in my free time, I've been trying to figure this out, trying to see what that looks like for people and how do we win. And then once we did win, it was just like, it makes sense to share this because there's so many good companies out there that really need somebody that's not going, hey, I'm an SEO company, I'm going to charge you $4,000 to write you 10 blog posts in a month, and at the end of the day, it's not going to matter a whole lot because you're ranking high for, I don't know, GAF shingles on Thursday with, long tail stuff. All of our keywords are the most generic possible keywords. We don't use a lot of like what you are keywords. Like we don't use plumber, we don't use roofer. We might use roofing company, but we don't use roofer. We do stuff like roof repair because that's what people are going to search for. We actually do keyword research for you, just like any other SEO company would say. This is what we're going to post about with your Google business.
Roof repair, roof replacement, right? Like the things that people are actually like, how do I get my roof replaced? I mean, like this very specific to the point. Yeah, because it's like, especially now. So people used to search more long tail stuff sometimes in the past, but now in the age of like people are expecting to be able to type in the shortest little phrase and expecting Google to like extrapolate out and give us the best answer. And then now with AI, that's even more exacerbated. So it's like those long tail keywords, I don't know. It's so unlikely to.
One of the things that has happened with AI mode, right, that launched about 2 months ago, the AI world in general, it was 3% of searches for a contractor or a local company, I guess I really should say. For a local company, was 3% of searches were AI. Google's AI mode within 3 weeks turned that into 50%. Now, the great news for us, and what we prepared for this whole time, 86% of all AI searches use Google Business Profile as their primary resource. You know why? Because it imitates what humans do. Humans look it up. They look what's their rating. What do the reviews say about a company? Because at the end of the day, I hate to break everybody's heart. No one gives a crap about your website.
Yeah.
If you're a national company, you have like detailed stuff you have to say. Sure, people are going to dig in.
Yeah.
But if I need you to show up and clear my toilet, fix a shingle, get my air working again, any of that stuff, or even do you have a good chicken parm? You know,
Transactional.
They're going to go, what does someone else say? I don't give a crap what you say about yourself. What does that guy say? What does the person who was there last say about it?
Yeah.
And so AI is pulling that 86% of the time of what that says.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Sorry, I'm a stats nerd, so I'm trying to spit out stats like that.
I love it. Stats are fun. Well, man, this has been good.
Great, I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to get some mutual. Well,
I would love it.
We'll finish on this. But how do you guys interact with CRMs? Do you usually integrate through Zapier, or like how does that usually work?
It depends on the CRM and what they allow through API connections. At the tail end of it, if we have to, we will literally say, hey, give us a login. Create us a login. We have staff that goes in, they pull pictures, and they're the curation team. And so we have people who do that for us if that's what's needed. Alternatively, what our preferred method is API that pulls the content into because we have a fully automated system that pulls in that, and then we have account managers who audit the work through our AI system. Because our AI builds out most of our stuff at this point, right? I mean, that's the world we live in today. So we have that, and then our account managers will go through and audit that and determine, hey, how does this work? Right now, if we don't have an API into a system, like there's one CRM, it was House Schmo, I'll say that, because they don't have the ability for us to API and pull images. Well, we need images, so we have to manually go in and get those images. Now, if they would allow that, I would be happy to pilot that for them so that they can then send images to us so I don't have to keep, curating that manually, because it's not fun. But for you guys, if y'all have API image pools, that's what we would do.
That would be the easiest. Yeah. We're about to launch our partner API. I'm honestly not sure if it's in there or not, but we'll see. We'll take a look at it.
Well, if we're partners, I'm going to push you to put that in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. It shouldn't be that crazy to add. So, well, cool. Thanks so much, guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks I literally, for you guys, I forced this on AJ. He did not ask me, did not know who I was, and I walked up and said, what are y'all doing? He said,
I knew it was going to be good, though.
I was like,
oh my God,
I'm in. Let's make this happen. And I can't see her name tag. What's your name tag? Avery. Avery's killing it, watching every camera. I appreciate you guys letting me just stand up here and talk and be a crazy person. I'm going to go back to my booth, but hopefully we'll get to cross-pollinate our business or our
services. Yeah, sounds good, man.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.